Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about why many Americans are struggling and how you can avoid it. Today, we're diving into the big issue that's affecting so many Americans right now: the growing struggle to make ends meet. Between rising costs and mounting debt, there's no surprise that many are feeling financially squeezed. The truth is, Americans are increasingly relying on credit cards just to keep up with living expenses. In fact, credit card balances has risen to $1.14 trillion, marking a 5.8% increase over the past years. And this is all according to a recent report by the New York Federal Reserve. And it's not just about fancy shopping sprees or vacations anymore. Many people are using their credit cards for just basic needs: food, rent, and gas, just to survive. But here's where things get worse. The average credit card interest rate is around 22.76%. And this works against you when you're trying to get out of debt. It's a trap, because as much as you may pay off your balances, the high interest makes it feel like you're barely making any progress. Let's say you have $5,000 in credit card debt and you make just a minimum payment of 2% or $100 a month. If you stick to that, it could take you 25 years to pay it off, and you'll end up paying $9,600 in interest on top of your original debt. This means the total you paid off will be $14,600. But here's the kicker: if you invested $5,000 to the S&P 500 instead and left it there for 25 years, it would have grown to about $54,000. That's $50,000 in profit. Now let's take it a step further. If you contributed $100 a month into that investment, your total after 25 years would be around $180,000. Now that's the power of compound interest and consistent contributions. While you're stuck paying off high interest debt, your money could be growing, building wealth for your financial future. So why do people get stuck in the cycle of credit card debt? The high cost of living is a major factor. We're seeing skyrocketing prices on housing, food, and gas, all of which makes it harder to get by without turning to credit cards. Between higher home prices and interest rates, the monthly mortgage payment on a medium-priced home has doubled since 2021. Prices for other necessities like vehicles and groceries have also surged by more than 20% in just a few years. And the result? Many Americans are raiding their savings or going deeper into debt to try to maintain their standard of living. This is where the term bougie broke comes into play. The younger generation, especially Gen Z, have given up on saving for long-term goals like retirement or down payments for a house. Instead, they're opting for experiences, spending on things that bring instant pleasure and then showing them off on social media. 60% of Gen Z report spending money on experiences instead of saving for their future. But here's the sad reality: 75% of Americans don't even have an emergency fund. And this is where the problem really starts. Without an emergency fund, any unexpected expense like a medical bill or a car repair can send you spiraling into debt. So how can you start saving for one? So let me tell you how to save for an emergency fund. First, you want to set realistic goals. Aim to save between 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Now this might seem daunting, but you don't have to do it all at once. Start small, even if it's just putting away $25 a week, and gradually increase the amount as you can. Every little bit adds up over time. Setting goals isn't just important for your finances, it's a key factor for your overall motivation in life. You should always have something you're striving for, both in money and in life. It helps keep you focused and moving forward. And number 2 is automate your savings. Automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a separate savings account each pay period. This way you're not tempted to spend money, and you'll consistently be building your emergency fund. I love automation, and my whole life is run on it. Automating your finances is one of the best ways to stay on track and build wealth without even thinking about it. Third, it's time to take a close look at your expenses and see where you can cut back. Maybe it's eating out less, canceling subscriptions you don't need, or finding more affordable options for entertainment. Every dollar saved brings you closer to your financial security. And number 4 is use high-yield savings accounts. Use high-yield savings accounts for your emergency fund. This way your money can earn interest while it's being saved. These accounts generally offer higher rates than normal savings accounts, helping your savings grow faster. If you're using platforms like Ally or Barclays, you can even separate savings into different buckets, whether it's for emergencies, vacation, or even a down payment on a house. And number 5, don't touch your emergency fund unless it's for a true emergency. The goal is for it to be there when you need it the most, like if your car breaks down or you lose your job. This is the true importance of an emergency fund. Having this safety net not only protects you from falling into debt when life throws a curveball at you, but it also gives you the peace and mind of knowing you have something to fall back on. It's an essential step towards financial stability. Now back to the broader picture. The reality is, high interest credit card debt is something that holds back so many people's financial futures. Instead of investing or saving, People are stuck paying down debt month after month with nothing to show for it. But it doesn't have to be this way. Even in today's tough economy, there are ways to save and invest for your future. Like I said, you can consider setting up a high-yield savings account for your emergency fund and separating your saving into buckets for specific goals. These goals could be buying a home or building an emergency fund. And if you can, avoid getting a debit card for these savings accounts. Without one, you're less tempted to spend your emergency fund. You can always transfer money from your savings account to your checking account if an emergency arises. But if you're really feeling the pinch of high living costs, there are other steps you can take to cut down on expenses and save money. So here are some solutions for coping with high cost of living. Find a roommate. If housing costs are draining your budget, consider finding a roommate or two. Sharing a living space can be significantly lower for rent and utility bills, freeing up cash for saving or paying off debt. House hacking. If you have the opportunity to house hack, it's another great way to offset your living expenses. This involves renting out a part of your home, whether it's a basement suite or an extra room, and then you can use the rental income to help pay your mortgage or rent, effectively lowering your overall living costs. This is something my wife and I do, and it's been an amazing way to save money while living in a space we enjoy. Now, we actually live in a duplex, so we live in the bottom of the duplex, we rent out the top of the duplex. This has been an amazing opportunity for us because it has allowed my wife to actually become a stay-at-home mom, because we have gotten one of the highest expenses that someone can deal with, housing, taken care of. So if you can get into a house hack, that would be great, but it is buying a house. You know, it's not as easy as it actually sounds. But definitely look into house hacking. It is something that I truly advocate for. Another solution is to consider relocating to a state with a lower cost of living, whether it's moving to a more affordable city or a state with lower taxes. A change in location can offer you the opportunity to live more comfortably without having to stretch your budget as much. Look into areas that offer the same career opportunities, but with less financial stress. At the end of the day, it's all about being smart with your money. If you stop focusing on debt and start focusing on saving and investing, you can turn things around. You can have the power to break free from the cycle of credit card debt and start building wealth for your future. And remember, even in these challenging times, there are always ways to adjust, save, and make smarter decisions about your money. Start small, automate where you can, and explore creative ways to cut costs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.